Apple set to debut faster MacBooks powered by iPhone chips during Tuesday online event, USA Today. Dublin Airport tell BBC to "hang head in shame" after major history program blunder, Dublin Live. Mars had water before life existed on Earth, suggests a new study. The UBJ. New iPhone 12. Check out these handy tips and tricks, the Indian Express. Microsoft has reportedly been in talks with some Japanese studios to join Xbox Game Studios, DualShockers. Flipkart, Amazon Diwali 2020 special sales. Best offers on mobile phones this week, Gadgets 360. Xbox Series 10 vs Series S, explained. The biggest differences to know, including price, memory and more, Sporting News. OnePlus acknowledges a stable update could wipe your OnePlus 8 Pro, Android Authority. Google Pixel 4a gets box cutter treatment in extreme durability test, Digital Trends. Mass Effect Legendary Edition Remaster announced, Mass Effect 5 in early stages, Gadgets 360.